What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today. It is the 4th day of December. Here we are sitting at about $83.4 with 5 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. Here we are getting lower lows. I think the average altcoin too had lower lows. We've actually got some lower lows here 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I actually measured from the closing price on October 10th to where we are now. The average altcoin's down about 13.3%. Litecoin itself is down about the same. It's down about the same. So really, you're just on par with what we see the average altcoin doing, right? A little bit of more volatility, to be completely fair, but still just doing the same thing here. If we're looking at this on the short-term stuff, we'll come back to the daily time frame and the weekly time frame, talk about all the moves that are going to take us higher in a second, and we will be moving higher. I do think that this is a low that we can depend on, but I want to look at the short-term stuff first. Okay, looking at the 1 hour time frame here, we have pulled back a little bit. Let's use a chart that has some volume on it. Okay, you've pulled back a little bit. Volume's coming in as you're moving lower, so we probably do progress lower a little bit, right? If you were to find support at an area that you found support before, you probably would have done that and not given it back up immediately. So get prepared. We probably do go back below these levels here. We probably, by the time you watch this video, whoever you are, will probably be at prices below 83.50. Okay, from a low to a high, we're right below the 236. Full expectation is that we go to the 382 and bounce there. Either directly from the 382, we wick just below it and then close above it, and then we bounce whatever it might be. Full expectation is that we go down to about $82. In fact, just below $82. If we do go further than that, if we go below like $81, likely we would continue to drop until we see $79 to $78, something down here in the golden ratio zone, finding support right on top of prior resistance as well. So that wouldn't surprise me if we went all the way down to the golden ratio. However, that's not the call, right? I'm expecting that we bounce at the 382. We could go all the way down to $79 to $78. I'm not talking about this because that's the call. I'm talking about this because if my call is wrong, well, you can depend on this to find support, and we likely do recover from there. Likely, though, and I would say with a very high statistical probability, we probably do bounce right at $82, just below $82 there. Okay, we're at 83.5 right now and probably dropping. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, bearish, stochastics bearish, MACD bearish, all on my side saying we're going lower. Going lower, and all these indicators saying that we're going lower does not mean that we're going to do this. Okay, they can all say we're going lower, and this is all we get, right? It doesn't have to be this crazy dramatic thing. And that's probably what we get. 4 hour time frame here, looking at this, you're finding a little bit of turbulence over here. I mean, we could be getting set up for some kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern, maybe. I don't know. The volume's kind of appropriate. Not really. Not really, actually. Really, I think we just had a BART, right? It's almost like this price action doesn't count, and then it's like we've just been doing this, really, the whole time. And look at that. We'll probably go right back down. Man, that's crazy, too. Like right there, right back up to the low. Anyways, 4 hour RSI looks good here, actually, getting overbought, bouncing. You could bounce right off the 50, but with the 1 hour, I would think that we do go lower. We probably do go lower from here, right? But the 4 hour looks good. Over the days to come, we should see some growth. I don't expect that the 1 hour's bearishness is going to promote decay forever. It'll probably be very short-lived. Maybe tomorrow we start to recover. Maybe sometime next week, but soon enough we should start to recover. Stochastics cooling off. This could mean that we consolidate for the next couple of days, few days. It's about to be the weekend. That makes sense. And the MACD just crossed above the zero. Typically, we anticipate that we consolidate for a day and a half or longer, sometimes up to 5 days after crossing. So we could consolidate, going into next week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, before we actually rally again. That's fine. Consolidate does not mean this. Consolidate means lows, highs, whatever. Just, consolidate. Consolidation. That's all we're doing. And we probably don't go too much below $82. Maybe $80 at the lowest. Maybe we find support right at 80, somewhere in between both of these targets, right? Anything's possible. Looking at the daily time frame, this sort of things start to shape up a little bit and things get a little bit more exciting. The stochastic suggests that we do have more growth to go. So this decay shouldn't last long. Even if we're chilling for 2 or 3 or 4 days, we should continue to move higher from here. The MACD just crossed green, which is nice to see. You had some bullish divergence at the lows. I would assume we continue to grow from here as well. I mean, typically these green parts of the MACD typically don't just get one day and then that's it. Typically they're accompanied by more growth. So I would assume that we're going to grow some more. False crosses do happen, but with bullish divergence, I don't know about that, man. With the 1 hour and the 4 hour looking the way they are, I would think that we probably are ready to go higher. Not today, but over the coming days, over sometime next week especially. Looking at the weekly time frame here, stochastics are reset. RSI is at the same level that it's been at really every time that we found support this cycle. And then the MACD, well, the MACD is kind of useless on the weekly time frame, isn't it? It actually is pretty damn useless, to be completely fair. Every time it flips bearish, you're at a low. Every time it flips bullish, you're at a high. And you get a useless MACD. You really do get a useless MACD whenever you're moving sideways. Whenever you're choppy like this and you're moving sideways, this is what a useless, that will generate a very useless momentum-based indicator because you have no momentum. It's just all neutral. So, of course, this is going to be useless. Since here, at least, it's been useless. So, reset, useless. We're probably at a low point. Very obviously at a low point here. Litecoin is going to break out fantastic, you guys. It's going to be a fantastic move. I've been seeing a lot of posts today talking about how market makers react. I can't find it now. I can't find it. There was a post. There's actually a few posts today that I saw where people were talking about how market makers do things before we're about to make a big move, and they say that we get some chop, and then we make a big move one way or the other, right? That way you clear out the longs, clear out the shorts. On a weekly time frame, that's all Litecoin's been doing. That's all you've been doing your whole time is here. There's a lot of chop. The breakout will be massive. Whenever you do break out to the upside, I highly doubt we stop here. I thoroughly believe that Litecoin is going to break out to new all-time highs on this next move. And the expectation there, I don't know, if we take a high to a low here, let's just go with some fibs that make sense up there, would be anything from $580 to $883. $580 to $883, and the reality of the matter is we could go through that even on this next move. When does this move happen? I would have to imagine that we're starting this move probably right now. We're probably in the very beginnings of it now. We officially break out at about 150, 140. Whenever we break above there, then the move's officially happening, and at that point there's nothing we can do but hold on because this thing's going to rally all the way up to new all-time highs. This could happen by the end of 2025. This could happen sometime between now and the end of January, or maybe even into February, but that's the expectation there. I don't really have anything else that I want to talk about. I think I've said everything that I need to say. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. We have had a couple of false crosses with the red on the MACD on the monthly time frame. You don't really get false crosses on the monthly too much, but with all this chop, again, the MACD becomes more useless. We're reset, false cross, ready to go on all indicators. I think we're ready to go. Just got to be patient here. Any day now, any week now, we are going to see this upside. The reality is, guys, next week, Litecoin could close and we're above $150. The week after that, we could be above $200. It's Christmas time. We're all the way up at $300. It could happen, and it probably will happen just like that. Maybe not on the exact timing, maybe not with the exact prices, but when this move happens, it's going to be very fast. You've been very bored and very choppy with Litecoin. Don't mistake what's about to happen for more of the same. It's not going to be more of the same. This next attempt up here above $130, it's going to be different. It's going to be very similar to what we did back here or even back here. It's going to be similar to this, but faster. It won't take 6 months to do this. It'll take 2 months. It's going to be very, very, very fast. Okay. Don't believe me? Look at Zcash, right? Zcash here on a monthly time frame. Look at how long it took here last cycle. Look at how quickly it was here, right? We're expecting very similar results. Very, very similar results. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.